Hi, Jenny here. Today is Tuesday, October 31st. Happy Halloween! Forecasters actually said it was going to snow today, and it did. So it snowed already this morning. It's all melted out there already. It's supposed to snow some more this afternoon. It's supposed to get a total of 1 inch, but at least it's not sticking to the roadways, so that's good. Easy to drive on. In any case, health update. So yesterday I met with the plastic surgeon, and so got in the room, and the nurse told me to take off everything from the waist down and then sit on the table. And I was like, even my underwear? And she said, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that. I was expecting him to look at my stomach. Didn't know why I needed the other, which I found out. But in any case, doctor came in. Doctor was a very, very nice guy. Once again, Wayne and I really liked him. Very down to earth, very human. So one of my other doctors kind of is a poker face and doesn't say a whole heck of a lot, and is, you know, very, very good. I'm still very comfortable with her. Really like her. But it's kind of funny. He was a little more like, you know, facial expressions and whatever. But, you know, I know this is a big deal, and like, so sorry that you have to go through this. But so he had me explain what I thought that he was going to do, and I said, well, my understanding was that you were going to take one of the abdominal muscles and, you know, cut it and then fold it over, and then that was going to be able to be sewn up to the backside, the vaginal wall, and then cover the anus area. And he said, yes, you've got it. Good understanding. So I said, so I'm assuming I'm going to be cut open, like from the belly button down. And he said, well, actually you'll be cut like from the breastbone all the way down. Like, oh, okay. So he said that what he does is he takes one of the rectus abdominis muscles, which I just looked that up. I didn't realize, you know, your six-pack abs, right? But that, I suppose if you see people that are very muscly, there are segments to the muscles. So it's interesting that I thought it was going to be one long muscle. So even with this being segments, I don't know. But he said the rectus abdominis muscles, what happens is that they have a blood supply that goes to the top, and they have a blood supply that goes to the bottom. So taking away one portion of the blood supply will be okay. It'll still have the other blood supply to keep the muscle, you know, alive and well. Do what it needs to do. Keep it healthy. So what he mentioned was that he's going to take kind of like a football type shape out, or diamond type shape out, including the skin. So muscle and skin. Now I don't know if the skin stays on there, all of the skin. Maybe it keeps it all together. And then yes, he's gonna fold that over, and then I think being able to have that skin that'll be on the outside of the anus area. He says pretty much, yeah, I'm not gonna have an anus. He said instead of sewing the butt shut, which because I've had radiation, he said that would be like sewing radiated skin to radiated skin, and that's not the best. There's, you know, more chance of that being able to come apart and not healing correctly and all that, which is why they do this method. And so I'm like, who came up with that? Who thought of that? And he's like, I know, right? He goes, well, being plastic surgeons, they try to figure out ways of being able to help the body help itself. And so they've come up with this, and know it works. And so I'm like, okay, good. And he was in the same office as my surgeon and the gynecologist. So again, they're one team. They work with each other all the time. They know how each other works and all that. So again, I'm blessed to have that. Like I said, he seemed very knowledgeable. He knew what he was doing. He wanted to look at my belly to see which side he might want to use. I mean, that was part of it, that you know, Dr. And my surgeon had said that she didn't know which side he was going to want to use, so that would also depend on I guess both ways, depend on where my colostomy might end up. So for my colostomy, they may be able to use the same hole on the right side. They're just going to pull my colon over. So I suppose having kind of the middle area cleared out, I'm not going to have my uterus and stuff in there. There'll be a little bit of room to be able to take the colon from the one side and bring it over to the other side and use that same opening. And it seemed like that was probably going to be the thing to, so as long as she was going to be able to do that, I guess that's the number one thing. If she's able to do that, he would prefer to use a muscle on my left side because that's the side that's got nothing going on. And so he would use a muscle from there and take that down, and then so the right side, because of my having the ileostomy there and all that, that he'd prefer not to use that side. But I mentioned that I have an appointment for getting marked for a colostomy, which would they be marking the left side, and he said yes, we still want to go through that just in case, so they have a backup plan. So again, if for some reason they're not able to bring the colon over or whatever, and she's going to have to use the left side for the colon, then it'll depend on where he gets his muscle from. And because of the type of surgery that he does and taking a big portion of muscle, I will now also have a fourth surgeon in the surgery. I'm going to have an abdominal surgeon. He said he's going to put a message through for me to have an appointment with that person, who also works out of that office. Because he's going to be taking that big chunk out, then the abdominal surgeon will be the one that's kind of responsible for kind of closing that whole area up. So they may have to use mesh, I guess, some in there to be able to close it all off properly. So he had asked in the beginning too whether I was comfortable sitting or not in the chair, and on the exam table it was in a sitting position, and I said yeah, I'm fine. I can sit. I sit most of my day, as maybe towards the end I might get a little bit of pain and stuff. I said, granted, I'm on Advil every 6 hours, so that helps with the pain. I said, and then other than that, if I do have pain, if I lay down like on the couch or lay in bed, the pain will go away after 5-10 minutes. And he was like, oh, okay. He was, because most people in this condition can't really sit, it's too painful. And so I thought, wow, okay, there again, I'm better off than most people in that I can sit. And he was also surprised again too that still I'm only taking Advil, because again, he's like, most people are on higher levels of pain medication, and that I knew, but it was another confirmation again of another doctor saying, wow, that you're doing okay only on Advil. And then he said that, well, so then after the surgery, you won't be able to, we don't want you sitting for 3 weeks. He said, so that's going to be probably a little bit of a challenge for you. Other people are all like, oh yeah, I'm not sitting already, so it's fine by them, it's not a big deal. So I was like, okay. So he said, yeah, for 3 weeks, sitting on the area, there are going to be real stitches in there, not dissolvable, so that they feel that that's better, more secure for healing. And then 8 weeks of like lifting restrictions and things. I know the gynecologist had put out there that I think for 6 weeks that I wasn't supposed to lift more than 5 pounds. And so for this one, he said, yeah, for 8 weeks that I'll have lifting restrictions, and yeah, that's about it. But he's like, yeah, again, to make sure that nothing gets kind of twisted up, there's no hernias, that I don't damage myself other ways and whatnot. So long recovery time, but again, then hopefully this will all be over. And same, I know with the regular stitches, the one gal that I watch is Maggie, Let's Talk IBD, her YouTube channel, she had the real stitches, and she said that was one of the most painful parts for her, of having the stitches removed. So again, that's a long ways away yet. I'll be praying that it won't be so bad. I've had stitches once in I forgot about that. I always talk about surgeries, I forget. I had my hand cut open when I was 5 years old, and they stitched that up. And then when they were, it looked like little spiders on my hand, little black stitches. And so when they were removing those, I was saying out, out, because it was pulling on the skin. And the doctor, or I don't know, it was the doctor that took them out, I think so, it was just like, oh, this doesn't hurt at all. Thinking, you're not experiencing this. You don't. I'm the one feeling it. And yes, it did. I could feel the pull. So, again, I just got to put it out in the universe. It's all gonna go okay. Everything's gonna be good. So for that 3 weeks, I won't be able to sit, but I'll be able to stand and lay on, I guess, either side or flat on my back. And so at least I can lay flat on my back too. So that's nice. I don't only have to lay on my sides. So he said that I will be working with a physical therapy team to help me figure out how to get in and out of bed easily, and or like off the couch type of thing or whatever of that, so I'm not sitting for any period of time. That it'll be kind of a quick, because I was like, well, can I kind of rest on one of my butt cheeks, kind of whatever, and he was like, only prefer that I be completely on my side. So maybe that'll be it, is trying to get up or whatever, as opposed to being in a sitting position if I'm kind of still on an angle, and be able to get up. And I don't know, I will learn that. So that's what we learned from there. So kind of what we figured, the surprise was just that I'm going to be cut from a lot higher up. So that was interesting. And to have another person, another surgeon, they'll be work on me and getting me all put back together. Boy, don't call me Humpty Dumpty, huh? Put me back together again. So for November, so far I have 3 things going on, but I'll have more now that I have to meet with the if I have to meet with the abdominal surgeon, that's going to be put on here somewhere too. So I'll have the blood work I have to do for pre-op. I have the appointment with my general physician for pre-op, and then I have the ostomy marking. And then I'll have the other surgeon appointment too. So again, I'm very grateful that I'm able to be home. I'm able to just fit these appointments in whenever they have an opening. I can take it. I don't have to work around work or anything else. So I'm blessed. And things are going well. Again, I feel good. In fact, these last couple days I felt even a little better. I know on Sunday my husband was even surprised that I did a whole lot. Around the house, I did the dishes, I made dinner, I visited with my mom, and I visited with a neighbor standing outside for a good 45 minutes or so, and I was fine. I wasn't in a lot of pain. And today finally the neuropathy, I still have it in my fingers and my feet and all that, but my left foot actually feels a little bit better. So interesting. But again, at least I feel good. The doctor was happy too that I felt good. Well, part of the reason I said with having my underwear off, that he was going to actually look at the anus area, but he's like, is everything good down there? You feel? And I said, yeah. And Wayne had mentioned, he's like, yeah, from after radiation and stuff, when he was looking, he's like, it looks very good and healthy. And so the doctor said, okay, well then I don't need to look at that area. So that was the point of that. But he said too, is he was feeling up my muscles in my belly. Can't see up there. He was kind of feeling up, and he was like, oh, it's nice, you're nice and thin too. So I'm like, okay. So that should make it easier on them also. But that's it for this update. That's what became of that appointment, and some more knowledge, more knowing what's going to be going on, one step closer to getting this all done. So that's it from me. I hope you guys are doing well. Keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye.